Appreciate you hitting the button. Welcome to the How to Hustle podcast with Hype. This is episode 62. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at I am Hype. That's HYMPE. It's Hype. It's not hype. I'm not geeked up. Special guest in the building. Take two. Introduce yourself to the audience.
Hey, what it do, man? It's your big homie Bobby Dollaz from the Bobby Dollaz Show and BobbyDollazShow.com.
Shouts out to Bobby Dollaz. I don't know where you're coming in from. International Hype is not just a hashtag, it's a way of life.
Yeah, real talk, man. Hey, I guess I'm coming in from the city of St. Louis, man. Everybody know that city ain't the city to be talking too much about because it's a little weird here. So I'm from there, and I'm from a few other places too, man, all over the universe. I'm talking where they got pineapple kush and never mind. We're never mind. It's cool.
we are going there today with the topic. Let's hit the rundown first. Custom Hustle World. Custom Hustle World is my clothing line where you can get your custom, you know what I'm saying, your jersey, custom baseball jerseys, sweatsuits, jackets, t-shirts, all of that love is for you over there at Custom Hustle World on Instagram and Twitter. H2H Cleaning is my cleaning company. That's at H2H Cleaning. That's Instagram only. It's a tri-state area situation. Unless you make it worth my while, then I will slide out to St. Louis and cut your lawn.
I heard
if
that.
Bobby tell me he can't handle it, you know what I'm saying? I'll come out, we handle it together. Now let's hit the rundown. Damn, I'm slowing it up today. Yeah. Q, where you at? Mondays, every Monday, E-Block Radio Network. Shout out to my man Q Lewis. Every Monday, E-Block Radio Network, 2 p.m. Tuesdays, GFT Radio Network every Tuesday. Wednesday is 216 The Blend, 8 a.m., 8 p.m. Thursday, Thursday is WTNUphilly.com. My bad, T. I Say Podcast Radio Network. Shout out to my man Is. Get well soon, bro. I Say Podcast Radio Network, 10 a.m. every Friday. And then we go Saturday to THC Media, every Saturday at 10 a.m. Sunday, we are still looking to fill in that slot, y'all. Now, episode 62. My man Bobby Dollaz is in the building.
What it do?
This week's topic is, should your kids get to know the real you? When we talking about this topic, it is all aspects of that. Should your kids know that you smoke, that you drink, that you cuss like a sailor, that you, you know what I'm saying, that you steal, that you scheme, whatever it is that you're doing, should your kids know all that involves you to be you? Let the guests go first here on the How to Hustle podcast.
Well, yeah, man,
shout out to my daughter screaming in the background. My bad, y'all.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, man, from my perspective, to be absolutely honest with you, I'm gonna say, yeah, man, hell yeah. Don't never hide nothing from your kids, man. Don't ever sugarcoat anything. But at the same time, when you allow these children to be a part of your situation as an adult, you have to give them a good understanding on why, not a reason, but an understanding. I mean, you can create any kind of reason for any kind of false pretense, but when you get them a good understanding, then they can come up with their own reasons why things are the way that they are. So I would say absolutely, man, 100%. I don't hide nothing from my kids. They know every and anything about me.
That you just said right there is how this topic got sparked. Somebody said to me, I never hid nothing from my kids. They always knew what was going on.
Right.
And that was right there. I disagree completely with what they were saying because of what was going on at that particular time. We ain't gonna touch on that. That was a personal situation.
Right.
But this is why I would say that you can't have them know it all, is because of those situations where it's like when you got the fellas is over and we watching the game and we doing what we doing. I don't want my son sitting here while we doing this. I don't want him to see that side of me because it's not something that's appropriate. If you do this though, where it's always daddy always smokes or daddy always drinks or daddy always does this, that, or whatever that he does or mommy does, to use the young ladies looking at her mom's perspective, they gonna always want to aspire to be doing what you're doing. And I don't want you to come up doing this. I don't want you to sit here and glorify it to the fact where like, well, my dad, my uncles always did that. So then when I get my crib, that's what me and my friends is going to do. Same aspect with the girl is if mommy is doing something that ain't really age appropriate, kid appropriate, don't put it in front of their face. Don't put it in front of them for them to glorify it. They only going to glorify, not necessarily, before I was even going to say it. They're not going to only glorify what you put in front of them because you got the people who want the exact opposite of whatever it is that you give them. You give them a stable home, they love going to the cousin's house, they got chaos. Right. So let's not blanket the statement. But I just feel like it's certain aspects of you that you shouldn't keep away from your kids until they reach a certain age. And even in that stage, like my mom is in her 70s. Me and my mom ain't never gonna have a drink together.
Yeah.
Like now, my mom don't drink, but still the same thing. Like me and my dad would never have had a drink together. It's just not something that I think is like these two things shouldn't go don't go together to me.
Right.
There's a certain line there that we shouldn't cross.
I mean, I get what you're saying, man, but the fact is, it's like no matter what you do in this life, you can't sugarcoat or hide anything from your children. Simply because children are sponges, man. Like we've spoke before about this, and I've said, your kid is gonna consume any and everything that they think is gonna help them or be a benefit to them at the time that they consuming it. It could be useless information. A lot of shit that you and I really didn't wouldn't care too much about, wouldn't think twice about, probably wouldn't even look at on TV or none of that. But at that present moment for that child, it means the world because it's a learning point. It's like in a video game, it's a checkpoint. So here we are right now. You don't have to put this in front of your kid's face. You don't have to present it to your child like you would if it was some kind of class or like it was a teaching moment. You just don't run away from the situation because you got to understand to yourself why you doing it if it's so bad for them. Why it make you so happy, but it's not good for them? Like they gonna ask you those questions. Well, Dad, why you always telling me I can't smoke weed, but every time I come in the house, it smell like weed? Oh, I'm grown. That's an excuse. That's a reason. That's bullshit. You see what
Copy,
I'm
I'm
saying?
with you.
So if you're telling your child, well, it always smell like weed when you come in the house because dad got arthritis, and this is what make me feel better. This is what keeps dad from being in pain and angry, and why me and you can get up and go do this and that and the other and blah blah blah. Now he has an understanding of why you smoke, and he can come up with his own reason. He don't need to hear no extracurricular, I'm doing this because of that and this, that, and the other. None of that. You know what I'm saying? You
I,
keeping it 100 with him. You see
I
what I'm saying?
now if you taking it from that aspect, I wholeheartedly agree with you. Now that's if you having a conversation with your kids. Most people, it kind of it's tricky. It's tricky in the ages because most people I need to explain myself to my kid for why this, that, or whatever is going on. But that's why I said in that same aspect of we watching the game, we chilling, we relaxing, but this is not the same as me and my son are sitting here. Me and my daughter are sitting here to watch the game.
Yeah.
Like you can't come down here to watch it with us because we got too much going on that I don't want you involved in. Just like I
Right.
remember my man was saying he became vegan. He wasn't going to eat no more meat or nothing. It's like, okay, that's the decision you're making. That's cool. My uncle's been vegetarian since the 70s. I completely understand. Um, so why are you letting your kids eat meat though? If you feel like it was bad for you and it was a thing that was you read up on it and you felt how you felt about it, okay, why was you not putting that on your kids then?
Yeah.
Because it's like if you felt that strongly about it for yourself, wouldn't you feel like that strongly about it for them?
Yeah,
But
and I mean, I feel that 100% though about the acknowledgement of who you are as an individual, man, to your kids. You know what I'm saying? Like your chemical makeup is everything that they're gonna see, regardless to whether you want them to or not. It's 100 things out here, man, that your kid is gonna see that you're not gonna allow them to see or show them yourself from no instance. Hell, they're gonna see sex on TV. They're gonna hear your baby mama or girlfriend use the word bitch 200 times in a week, and she ain't even thought about it. She ain't tripped off of it. They're gonna hear you say the word nigga to your homeboys, this, that, and the other, and you ain't tripping off of that because it's mindless, it's nothing. But the kid is consuming that. That's a part of his culture, that's his life, that's what he's doing. And you can't run from that hype. You can't put yourself on a pedestal to a point to where you so out of reach with your child that your child feels like, why in the hell am I this low? But my dad and my mom get the opportunity to do whatever, and the only excuse they give is because I'm grown. Actually,
now, see, down for me, see for me, it's like that's one of those things where you have to always watch the things that you say and do in front of them because it
yeah,
ain't you don't want the phone call from school that says, "Hey, Mr. Bobby, your son just called me a B and he's in kindergarten."
right,
But if
right.
this is what we do in front of him all the time, this is what gets normalized to.
Yeah,
If
and
daddy
it
if
is.
daddy come home and have a drink every night, you know what I'm saying? And daddy blacks out on the couch every night, then when I grow up, I think that that's what's supposed to go on. That's the same aspect for the person who hits them like the young guy or girl who grows up and then their mom and dad was in an abusive relationship. That's what they
Right.
grow up thinking in a relationship and with love and how it all looks, because that's what
Yeah.
they saw.
And it's the aesthetic of it all. But the whole fact is that they're not gravitating to the stuff that you do. They not looking at you and saying, well, daddy black out on the couch every day. It look fun. I'm gonna do that when I get his age. It's nothing like that. It's second nature. What it is, it's a submission within in the mindset. It's a submission within the mind, man. That submission is something that is brought up on you from day one, from 2 years old and all the way on out. That's why doctors make so much money off of us, because they can literally sit back in our face and tell us, well, you got high blood pressure, you got high cholesterol, you got this. It's hereditary because your mama had it and your daddy had it. It's passed through you, and your kid will probably have it. That's bullshit. That's not what that is. What it is just it's that submission and our self-conscious and our mind, because we're doing the exact same thing that our parents do because we feel like it's safe. It's a security blanket. If my mama eat pig feet and I done watched her eat pig feet for 10 years and ain't nothing happened to my mama, I'm finna try these damn pig feet. And I
Mm-hmm.
want some of them pig feet. Look at mama. She happy, she enjoying them. I'm finna eat them. And then when your mama gets 65 and she got high blood pressure through the ass and them pills done cause kidney failure, you sitting in the doctor's office saying it was hereditary, man. And now I'm gonna get kidney failure. No, it wasn't. You was eating the same shit she was. Yeah, I was doing the
And
same thing. You see
and
what I'm
that's
saying?
exact and that's exactly my whole point with the situation is at some point with that cycle has to be broken. Just
Yeah,
like if you know it's not hereditary if we don't all go doing the same stuff.
exactly.
If this, like you said with the mom that does that, if her daughter then goes plant-based, she's not going to get high blood pressure. Like,
Exactly.
you know
She
what I'm
done
saying?
changed the whole game. You
She
hear me?
changed the whole game. But
Yeah.
that's why it's the same thing with any behavior. Any behavioral aspect of the person is like if your mom always cussed you out when you was a kid, you're gonna grow up cussing your kids out because this is what it is, you know what I'm saying? Or you're gonna be the type of person who says, I remember when I was 11 and didn't like being called a little B, and I'm
Yeah.
not gonna do that
Yeah.
to my daughter. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I remember my dad always calling me a nut and smacking me in the back of my head, so I ain't gonna do that to my son. Like it's those things that you say either like I'm gonna break the cycle because his dad did it and his dad did it, and
Right.
it's always
Right.
one of those things where it's like that's why I say it's not so much of a hide yourself and try to portray a sense of had a perception that you're perfect, but you're supposed to say to yourself, I want my child to do better than I'm doing in all aspects. I
Yeah.
don't understand how people don't want their children to do better than them. Because some people will be like in competition with their kids, where it's like we just was talking off mic about the lawn care service, which we won't get into later, where
Yeah.
you got 10
Yeah.
years experience in the lawn care business. I got one.
Yeah.
So why would I not want to give you why would I not ask you for all of the information? But some people will look at it and be like, man, I ain't telling him because I don't want him to get, you know what I'm
Well,
saying? And people, the sad thing is people look at their kids like that.
yeah.
Like,
And it's man, you know what? I throw this shameless plug out here, man. Look, season
ain't nothing
four,
shameless about it. Go ahead and plug it.
look, season four of the Bobby Dollar show is coming like in the next week. I'm editing all the rest of them now. My very first episode is about this divide we got with black men and women and how it's affecting us and affecting our families and everything. And I really
Well,
do believe
when will we be dropping that? You know what I'm saying? That ain't nothing shameless about these
it's
plugs, brother.
it's coming. It's coming, man. Like it'll be here by the end of this week because today is Sunday. It'll be here by the end of this week. And then,
Copy that.
like I said to you before, the reason why it's not out already is because this is gonna be my binge season, and we reacting throughout this season. So I'm downloading videos, and me and my co-host, we reacting to those videos, audio, not video. Our
Throw your
reactions
co
are audio.
throw your co-host name out there.
Oh, my homie, big homie Mo, man. Yeah, he his I don't know, I can't remember his Twitter. I think it's family spelled PHA, like family PHA though instead of FA. And he on Twitter, man. He one of the big homies, but at the same time, like I say, he the co-host, man. Just listen to the show. You'll get to know him and you'll get the, hear everything you need to. I don't want to take all day talking about that, man. I just wanted to mention it because I wanted people to understand that the mindset is there, man. And some of the things that we are allowing our children to see, we shouldn't. And some of the things that we should be letting our children see, we don't have enough patience or common sense to allow it. And I think that's where we go wrong with the whole adulting and parenting thing. Within this whole realm of adulting, too many adults, too many kids that are adults, too many young adults feel like it's hard to do the things that you have to do on a regular basis to survive, but it's okay to waste time and waste money, you know what I'm saying, to be a part of a clique or to be popular on social media and all that, but your lights cut out, you on the mattress on the floor, you know what I'm saying, you've been riding in the same dented up ass car for the last 3 years because you won't get insurance. You know, it's a lot, man, that comes with what we doing that we should be showing our kids and showing our families that we just not,
One of
you
them
know.
things that you just kind of brought up there, when people always tell the child because I'm grown, without
Yeah,
being able to explain it, like I don't explain myself to my kids,
yeah,
and because I have a 1 and a 9 year old. If your kids is a little older, it's not explaining yourself to your kids. It's giving them a better understanding.
right.
Which once they get to a certain age, you need to give them a better understanding because they're going to be in a situation where they got to make decisions. And exactly what you just touched on was some of us are not equipped to make those decisions. Some of us shouldn't have 3 kids because mentally,
Oh boy.
mentally, because mentally you're not there. We are all not equipped to be in a position of decision making, whether
Yeah,
you be mom or dad. Just because you got 3 kids don't always mean that you know what you're talking about or know how to explain it or know how to break it down. The
right,
same way that you
right.
said that, same way that you said, like, this is why daddy smokes is because daddy has chronic back pain, daddy has insomnia, he can't sleep, and like, if you can give it to him with those type of explanations, that makes it different than nah, daddy just likes to get high. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
But then too though, don't get it twisted though, hype man, because if that's your truth, tell them that. Like, but the fact is about the whole kids is you don't have to give kids information until they ask you. If you're presenting yourself and you volunteering information to your children and trying to make your kids see some things that they're not interested in before they need to be, then all you doing is clogging their mind with a bunch of bullshit. And they're gonna misinterpret it. And then when they get out in public and go into school situations and shit, they're just gonna be spewing stuff out. And your ass gonna have the feds at your crib like, wait a minute, I don't grow no weed. Wait, what y'all talking about?
You got some people though who be telling their kids,
So
"Daddy is the plug." Why are you telling a 6-year-old you're the plug?
I don't know, man. It's that
Like,
clout. It's that clout shit, bro. It's that clout shit, man. Black
but you
people
looking
have
for clout? You looking for clout for the elementary school student?
nah, man. He looking for clout. He looking for the parental clout, man. Where them kids, some parents know how they kids are, man. You know what your kids gonna do before they leave that damn house. You ain't crazy because they do it right in front of you. They kids. You know what I'm saying? It's just like your dog. Your dog do something bad and then do it again in front of somebody, and you would tell him, "Man, my bad, man. I don't know why you keep doing that shit. I told is that you know what I'm saying? Like you knew that shit before you left the crib. You knew it, but you took the dog over there anyway. So
Two things. Two things you just said. One, like we just talking about, everybody's not an equipped parent. Everybody don't. Everybody don't know what their kids is really like.
I
Some
got
of
you,
them,
man. Okay, I give you that.
some of them is just in and out. Just like you don't know,
Yeah,
she don't like
yeah.
pink. Why you
I
keep buying
see.
her all this pink stuff when she's like yellow? You know
I
what I'm
see.
saying? Like,
I see what you're saying. It is some very, very less attentive parents. I got you, man. I definitely understand what you're saying. That's funny as hell to me. I don't know, man. It's just one of them things, bro. That's all. It's just one of them things. And with me, like I say, I don't sugarcoat shit. I've always taught my kids. My kids have always known me. They've always known everything about me. From my street days, coming home with guns and money and all kinds of shit to the days of me coming home with book bags full of books and getting educated and doing better. Like my kids done seen it all, man. And I think that's what done made my kids so stable and what done gave them such a strong foundation to stand on because they know they seen the change, they seen the evolution. You know what I'm saying? I didn't hide any of that. I wanted them to see that dad can be better, that dad can be everything that they needed. You know what I'm saying? From every aspect. So my kids will tell you, man, my dad book smart. He got degrees, but shit, you ain't gonna get over on him neither. He got plenty of common sense. He was raised in the street. Don't second guess that. And that's weird hearing your children say that about you, but they understand. You know what I'm
see,
saying?
this is another thing too. Uh, Also, these is different. The different stages and ages of your kids. If your kids is in their 20s, 30s, or like obviously then your relationship, your conversations are different. They got
Yeah,
life experiences. They have life experiences of their own outside of their parents that they can tap into. They got their own situations where they see, oh, like you said, a back pain or a medical situation where this is what helps.
yeah.
Uh, versus the 15, the 11-year olds going like they just like to get high. They just like to
Well,
drink.
that's
And
true. Hey,
also too, when you say too, like with older kids and when they become older young adults or adults, like you got enough time in with them that they can see those different stages of you.
yeah,
Where again, you don't need to glorify like, yeah, daddy just came in with the whole.
yeah.
Why are you doing that with your kids?
Yeah,
But
I
people
don't,
do it. People do
right.
it. Where like, yeah, you gonna grow up and you gonna take over. Like, huh? Like, that's what some
Yeah,
that's what some people do.
that ain't me, man. But I will say, um, at the age your children are now, you said 1 and 9, right?
Yeah.
Man, this the perfect time and the perfect age for you to have conversations with your kids. This, especially that 1-year-old. He ain't got a lot to say, bro. He
She, I
ain't
got
gonna
two
be.
girls.
Oh, I'm sorry. She ain't gonna be able to respond and give you the conversation you're looking for. But the key thing about all of that is what I always tell every individual that I speak to. When you listening, you learning. So when you talking to her, even at 1, she's listening. And you better believe she's learning and she's understanding you. She's understanding your octaves, your tones. She's learning when you're going to be mad, when you're going to be happy. Hell, in my case, she knew when I was high. She knew when I wasn't. Because when I was high, I was tossing her ass up to the ceiling. When I wasn't, I was rocking her in my arms. You know what I'm saying? Like when she seen my face when I was high, she knew because she would bust out laughing. Somehow, some way, my son and my daughter was like that. But I'm telling you, bro, like talk to that 9 year
Perceptive.
talk to that 9 year old. Talk to her.
Not see. This is the one.
I'm
This is
telling
one of those things. We talked about this. I think we might have talked about this last week with Smooth. I know we talked about it on GFT. Shouts out to GFT every Monday night too. We do the live. We do the live join the conversations on Monday nights. So we're at GFT Radio on the YouTube, the Twitch, the Facebook. You know, tap in with the situation every Monday at
you. Yeah.
10. Where we talked about like you can revert back in your mind to your grandmom, your aunt, or uncle, or somebody who passed when you was like 6, but you
Yeah.
could vividly remember that feeling that you had from that individual 30 years later, 40 years later, 50 years
Yeah.
later. And one thing that we all always do is, they 2, they don't know. They 3, they don't know. They're
Right.
this, they
Right.
that, they don't know.
Right.
When if you can remember it 40 years later,
Yeah.
why do you
You know what
think
I'm
they can't
saying?
remember it in the moment or 2 years ago or whatever? You
Yeah.
still vividly have it and you can still smell the pie, like when you walk in the
Real
house.
talk.
So if you just think about it. So why do you
Real
think they
talk.
don't know nothing?
Yeah.
So I've never been the goo goo gaga type of guy, like you saying, like with the 1-year old or the 9-year old when they were babies and you like telling them stuff. Yeah, I'm having to talk to them
Yeah.
because they're gonna only follow what you give them. And like
Yeah.
you're saying, if you cussing this, that, and whatever in front of them, and they 1 or 6 months or 7 months, guess what their first words gonna be?
Mm-hmm.
And you
Mm-hmm.
don't want to be the one that's getting the phone call from the daycare and says your daughter keeps calling them a little B.
Hey, real
All right.
talk though. Real talk though. Yeah. Hey, that's
Your
what's up.
son keeps doing this, like, but if that's what you do in front of them, because they don't know, they only such and such. You know what I'm saying?
Can't believe that, man. You can't believe that, bro. Them kids
Or you
know.
think, or you be like, why you always humping your mom leg? Because you thought she was asleep all them nights, or you thought he was
Yeah.
asleep all of them nights.
Right. And it wasn't. And they knew
Yeah.
exactly what was going on, man. But I tell you, bro, I'm just out here right now, man, trying to survive and make life easy for them. Um, at this point, like you said, it's levels, man. It's real levels to all of what you're showing your family and showing your kids. I have to also revert back to what I was just talking about in the episode. I was just saying to you about the divide between black and men and women. Um, I have to revert back to the whole phrase of alpha male. Like right now, a lot of women don't want men using the term alpha male. A lot of people don't really know what an alpha male is. And an alpha male, they have to understand it's not because you got the most money or because you got the biggest penis or because you got the most hoes or because you got a big ass house and a car. And that's not being an alpha male. That's just a cat with a big penis and a nice ass car. Like that shit don't mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
to be an alpha male is to be that man that's in that household teaching and providing. When you walk into your home and see your kids at the table doing homework and you just sit everything down and go sit at the table with them, what y'all doing? What kind of homework you got? And you trying to help them get better and progress. They came first, chivalry.
When your presence is there and you're not,
Yeah,
and you
that
know
can
that yeah,
that's very key, man. And then even with the woman, man, like she's lingering and feeding and honing in on information and wanting you to give her too. When your woman can sit back and watch you interact with those kids that y'all created, when she could see you help the development of those kids and see that it's boundless, that it's a glass ceiling on what you're doing for that family throughout them kids, she want to learn too. She want to get involved. She wants you to help her. She wants you to show her. She wants you to be that alpha male. You know what I'm
bro.
saying?
So it's funny as hell that you said that. My wife always told me like one of her favorite qualities about me was that like you really wanted to be there with the kids. Like you
Yeah.
really be hands on and like you want to interact with them and all of that. It's like a lot of dudes don't be like that. A lot of
Nah.
dudes do. And wait, let's before I even go any further, a lot of dudes do. And let's give them their flowers. Forget the ones that ain't. We ain't even talk about them. Let's
Yeah.
talk about the ones that do because we don't get enough credit out there for the dudes that do. There's a lot of dudes out here that's taking care of their kids, that's handling their responsibilities. So let's big them up before let's not even demean the other ones. Let's not even talk about them.
Right.
But she always said that though, like that was always one of like my favorite qualities about you is like that you really wanted to be. Obviously, we had already been talking for years before she got pregnant, but
Yeah.
that you really was like family is important, the kids is important. My whole situation with them is like the influence. If you're not there because you out doing whatever, you could be just 9 to 5, 9 to 5 in it. You ain't even doing nothing, nefarious. But if you're not there, you're not the influence.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to be the influence, or something's going to be the influence.
Hey,
And my
that's the
whole thing
truth.
is it has to be us. It has to be
Yeah.
me and her. We
Yeah.
gotta be the influence. Now, obviously, we ain't perfect and nobody is. There's gonna always be aspects of our game that we need to work on.
Yeah.
You could always be a
Yeah.
better father. You could always be a better son, a better friend, or a
Yeah.
better everything. So we still got to be evaluating our game and still trying to get better at it. Because, like I just said with you, when we talked about the 10 years versus 1 year experience, if
Yeah.
you got
Yeah. Hell
more
yeah.
experience, even you've been a father longer than me. So why would I not listen to something that you're telling me? When you
Yeah.
have more experience, you don't just again because somebody telling you something, plug your ears and say like, I know it all, I know it all.
Yeah.
That's what
It's a
Andrew
lot of
Bynum
people
did. To,
like that.
that's what Andrew Bynum did to Kareem when he tried to show him a couple of moves. He told him he knew
Yeah.
enough.
Hey, well, you see it, but you see what that evolved to, man. Like you gotta be humble, man. You can't like even myself, bro. I ain't gonna stunt, bro. I know a lot. I do. Like I will not shy away from the fact that I'm very intellectual. I know a lot. But the biggest quality about my intellect is that it's ever
Ever
develop
evolving.
ever evolving, ever developing. Like I never stop learning. So whatever it is that somebody's teaching me, if it's something that's not already in my head, if it's something that I don't already have carnal knowledge on, I'm gonna make sure it sticks. So I'm not one of those kind of guys that just get out here and run my mouth and just be talking and just saying shit to seem relevant because then you lying and you making up shit, you making up stories and all of that. And when people bring that back to you later on, or when people want to talk to you because you seem so interesting, you saying the same shit over and over again, and then it's just not authentic, man. And that's what you want to show your kids. You want them to see that you are authentic, man. You want them to see that you are a real person. That's when they're gonna want to be like you. That's when they're gonna want to do what you do and dress like you and drive the same car you drive. And everywhere you go, they start crying because you leave in the house when they can feel how authentic you are because of the way that you treat them and the things that you showing them about yourself. Man, they can be 2.5, 3 years old and they'll feel it. Real talk, they'll straight feel it.
It's one thing that you just touched on is that you always, it don't matter. You could be 85, you still should be learning.
Yeah.
You should never get to a point where you say like I know enough because
Yeah.
things are always changing around you.
Man,
Uh,
every day.
your your wife is changing, your husband is changing, your kids are changing, the world is
Yeah.
changing. So
Real
you should
talk.
never be in a place where you go, I know enough. I'm good. I don't need to learn anything else.
Yeah.
All right, so let's switch it up now. Talk a little bit about you, Bobby Dollaz. Now we done touched on a slightly new season is coming out.
Yeah.
Talk to us a little
Yeah.
bit about the podcast.
Um, the podcast, man. That's the Bobby Dollar Show on BobbyDollarShow.com.
Back up, just back up 1 inch and let them see the shirt. Now we got Mondays on the E Block Radio.
Oh
There you go.
yeah, yeah. I'm in my basement, man, and I ain't got my walls and shit put up yet, man. I've been doing this little business, this other business, so my money kind of tied up, but it's chilly in this motherfucker. I mean, I'm bad. I ain't mean to cuss like that. It's chilly in it.
That's
So I have
cool.
to have to put my hoodie on. But Bobby Dollar
GFT
Show,
stands for
man.
grown folks talk. You know what I'm saying? So you can let them fly. We're good.
Yeah. Oh, okay. That's what it is then. But the show, this season 4, man.
Uh-oh. Bobby is frozen on us.
Season 4 is gonna be interesting. It's gonna. You sure? Because I'm still
There you
moving.
go.
I ain't.
And you did.
I ain't never stopped moving.
My man, shouts out to GFT. My man Willie will fix that. They'll never know. Go ahead.
But but yeah, season 4, man, this is gonna be something new for me. I got a co-host this year. It's my homeboy Mo, man. He go by Big Homie Mo. He's also part of the Big Homies podcast that we are doing some things different with this year. And this season, man, we're gonna do a binge season, and this season is also gonna be a reaction season. We've been downloading movies, I mean not movies, downloading clips from YouTube and stuff that we find that are interesting, and we've been playing them back. And as they play, we've been doing an audio voiceover on them and giving our opinion and stating how we feel about what we're watching. So it's kind of like a regular reaction video, but only it's just the audio version. I'm kind of getting away from all this visual stuff. It's just too time consuming. So beyond that, you'll get that in 5 episode increments. And every 5, you can listen to them all at one time, or you can listen to them back to back, or however you want to do it. And then the next maybe week later, we're gonna drop 5 more. I just need that week to edit and get them done. And they come in this month. So I'm gonna try to do a 15 or 20 episode season. And like I said, drop them in bunches of 5 so you can binge them and just check them out how you want. Something different for me, something I ain't never done before. I don't know if other podcasters have.
So we
If you
doing
have,
the Netflix version of the podcast. Gotta be
hey,
man.
basically, you know what I'm saying? Because I just kind of, I don't have the time, man, with all the businesses and things that I run and everything that I do. I don't really have the time to sit down and edit show for show. I mean, episode for episode. I'm trying to just knock them all out at one time, and then however many is done, I'm dropping them. You know what I'm saying?
See, this is why me and you, Bobby, I just told you this before we started. Me and you, after the first conversation, we're here. Not a lot of
You
hype
heard
in
me?
here. You know what I'm saying?
Uh,
Because now let's
Real
throw this to
talk.
my man. My man Bobby got more than one situation going on, just like me. Now let's talk. You know what I'm saying? Throw out the lawn care services for you know what I'm saying
Oh
all
yeah,
the
yeah,
all the folks out there in the Missouri region. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Let them know about this lawn care service. And we're
yeah.
growing something that helps the other business. Throw it all out there now. Ain't nothing shameless about these plugs. You know what I'm
All
saying?
right, man. Okay, so let me run this down real quick. So I am the owner of Yard Envy Lawn Care Landscaping and Gardening LLC. Um, I've been doing this for somewhere between 8 and 10 years. I really have to go look at my actual business license and paperwork, you know, to and my creator plaque or whatever to give you a date on all of that. But I've been around for damn near 10 years, man, cutting grass here in the St. Louis metro, St. Louis area, all the way out towards Wentzville. So if you do need it, look us up. We're a search engine option on Google. See, um, within that gardening portion of it, I created Big Homie's Garden, which is basically in my backyard right now because we just moved and we've been here almost a year. But I'm still plotting a piece of land, and that's where I grow all of my products, all of my pickles, cucumbers, okra, tomatoes, grapes, strawberries. I grow all of that stuff myself, and we use all of those products to pickle and create snacks for SSJ Snacks. And you can check
Mm-hmm.
all those snacks out on ssjmarket.com. Right now, we just dropped some new products. They coming on the website this week, and it'll be some new lemon loaf breads, some new roasted banana nut bread, um, gooey butter cookies. Oh man, lemon candy popcorn. We dropped the pickles. I put out the garlic dill pickles this week. Next week we're gonna drop the sweet heat pickles. So it's a lot coming to the website. It's a lot going on, man.
My man
My
got
t-
the farmers market popping over there at the crib.
yeah, we're a home based business, man. So people come through, and then we also in the St. Louis area. We also offer local pickup, local delivery.
That's what I was about to ask you about. Okay.
Yeah, depending upon the distance, man. Our different delivery prices go anywhere between $2.50 to $10. It just depends on the radius of the drive.
What about your
But
out of town situations?
we got it's shipping on the website. So if you order on the website, again, it's ssjmarket.com. You order on the website, get you some popcorn or some pickles or something. We ship it to you directly. It's a $5.95 flat rate shipping fee. And shit, we'll get it to you, man, in 3 to 5 business days. You know what I'm saying?
Copy that. Shouts out to my man Bobby Dollaz. Let y'all behind the curtain a little bit. We did this one and had to do it again. My man was
Yeah.
all work when I called him and let him know though. But like I always tell people, if I don't like it, I ain't gonna put it out.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you for coming on episode 62 though. That was episode 62 of the How to Hustle podcast. Hank, we are